Cool.
Anyone have a motion to come back?
I'll make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we are gonna move right along. Item number 2, public input. Public in attendance will have up to 5 minutes to address the board. Please use the podium to address the board and please be respectful of others.
Please don't rush.
Oh, I was like, oh.
Got nothing.
Okay. Perfect. I didn't see any mail. So we will jump into item number 3. Any updates on the franchise agreement?
Nothing super new. Tony, I guess, is waiting to get MCA and MMA to approve a new video service provider model franchise agreement. So after they had some kickback from the franchise companies when the new law went into place, some legality issues, I think they're trying to come up with model franchise agreements that will alleviate both sides, of the issue. So I'm waiting for him to come back when they figure that out, and he'll tell us what to do next.
Okay. Cool. Item B, I know there's a paper in our packet for the AARP age-friendly survey. I know Karen and Joe were at tabling at the election. I've seen it blasted all over social media. So I guess more than anything, a PSA. If you haven't completed that, please do so.
If I may,
Yeah.
Madam Chair, just so far, there have been the 92 online responses, which I think is quite good. 5 hard copy as well. As you just mentioned, it's quite available in hard copy here at the library. Just as a reminder to folks, if they do fill out the hard copy, to drop them off here at the town hall. And again, very easy to fill this out online. Now there'll be a formal announcement. We did apply for a grant through AARP. There'll be a formal announcement on the awards on Wednesday at 9 a.m. It's part of the Governor's Committee on Aging. I'd like to make a motion that if indeed we receive the grant money, that the Buckingham Committee is authorized to use it to acquire the ramps so that we obtain the discount that is offered by the vendor.
Help me remember these are just the ramps going into the water.
Right.
Nothing to do with bridges.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
So contingent upon the award, so that there's no delay.
Any
Yeah.
expenditures for money either has to be through me or the select board. I mean, the Buckingham Committee can make recommendations on what they want to use it for. But when it comes time to decide, and this is what we're going to spend the money on, do you know what I mean?
Was that the $10,000 one?
That's right.
So if they grant $10,000,
Mhm.
can we, and whatever, say they were $5,000 a piece, can we get 2 of them?
I believe so.
So we can spend up to $10,000.
Karen?
But this is grant money. This has nothing to do with coming
Yeah,
out of what
The
we,
grant money still comes into
It's-
the town, so we would still have
Expense,
to get
yeah.
pricing and all that stuff, right? Michelle, can you come up to the microphone,
Well,
please?
just as, from what Karen said at a meeting, I wanted to let you know what she said.
Yep.
So the grant money is up to $10,000, and she clarified with the person that helped her write the grant that, for instance, if we had leftover money, we can still use that money if we win the award towards anything else that's elder friendly at the park. So for instance, if we could afford a handicap picnic table, we can use that money towards that. So it's not like we're set in stone. It has to be ramps and only ramps. Because we were also looking at another avenue of there's certain ramps that are 16 feet long that make boom just go in, which may not be. So there's 2 the things that we're looking at for ramps, one through that company and one that was a little more economical that may allow us to get 3 ramps versus 2.
Mhm.
So, but my understanding is the money can be used for
Is-
anything extra.
Yeah, that's good.
is there a time limit to use it?
Not I'm uncertain.
Is the grant funding, does it have to be reimbursed? So we would have to front it and then get
No.
reimbursement? Okay. I mean, I still think there's a
Regardless,
process.
yeah, I think regardless, we need the committee to say, I think
Yeah.
what the committee needs to do is say, okay, hey, we got this 10,000
Mhm.
and we have enough to do these 3 ramps that we have the right pricing based on the purchasing in the charter. and this one picnic table or something. And
So-
then that's
So,
when we would
yeah,
vote,
like,
I
if
think,
they got
to
some
say,
quotes-
Yeah, go.
Yep,
Then I think the board or myself could
because
approve it.
As
there's no
opposed to-
point in making a motion and voting on something that we don't even have yet,
Yeah.
Well,
really. I mean,
just authorizing again
if we
for,
get the award, then let's talk about it again, but
Yeah, I
I don't
think it's
know,
clear what the award would be used for, and I think just, we would have to have those prices to be able to actually like prove, like, yes, go do those things.
well, yeah, I'll get the word out since I hear on Wednesday as to whether or not we acquire
Nice.
it.
That's exciting.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you, Joe.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Is it like an online announcement or something?
It's
Or
a-
do they
it's a
call
Zoom.
someone? Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
I want to, I gotta fill out one of these.
Awesome.
Survey.
Okay. We'll move along to item number 4, department and committee reports. We have the fire department's all hands, which actually coincidentally, this shows a year-to-date number of 886, and Amber was just mentioning that that number is already up to 9 something.
940, this is
Yeah.
gonna
When
be the
this
year.
came out.
This is gonna be the year we break
She drove
1,000.
by, So,
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure, I think, for sure.
Definitely solidifies some of the decisions the past year or two for staffing over there, so. We have a treasurer's expense report as well, and it looks like the FY 24 audit report is also in here.
Yep.
Which is included in the packet, which is posted online as well for anyone that wants to read an audit report.
Did you guys read the whole thing this weekend?
I did not do that.
I perused it quite.
I did too, but I was wondering, I
Oh,
was
okay.
thinking about Amber when I was reading it, and I wanted to know did you pick up on anything specific?
No. Did you?
Did you stay awake?
I know, I was like,
I
is this a
did stay
test?
awake.
Did you find anything?
You have to read it in segments.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
I couldn't take it all in at once.
Did you guys skip over the
Yep.
GMFR expense request?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I
Yeah,
totally
that's
did. I was wondering why there was a dollar thing on the back of the all hands report. My bad. So sorry, going back. We do have an expense request from GMFR.
Yes.
It looks like thermal imaging cameras. Wood lineman's 50% at 3,552. They're also talking about the Knox box key access
Yes.
system, requesting money out of their this year's capital improvement plan. So again, Lyman's 50% is $4,271.50. So for both projects, Lyman's 50% for both of those is $7,823.50. And he has attached quotations for both of those.
The Knox box is really, I mean, they're both very important.
Yeah.
We spent time discussing the whys and the hows at our last meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and
This
so
is a
he's,
Knox box for the fire station.
the Knox boxes are in various locations,
Right.
and the ones that we have now don't work the way they should any longer. And they're not supported by the company with the cloud license that is included in this quote.
Yeah,
It's not supported anymore. I guess that's the word. Is that the technological word?
that is.
Yes, it's
I'm
not
proud.
supported anymore. And so that's an issue.
Okay.
And Knox boxes are in various locations so that the fire department can access a building or a place
Mhm.
There's an
in
incident.
an
on that.
in an emergency, so it's pretty paramount
Yeah.
to,
We
for
have them on
time,
all of our buildings.
to have them work right.
There's an incident on October 26th involving the access to a box.
So they're looking for a total of 7823.5.
Correct.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Excuse me, second.
Any discussion on that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So the quote on the back from Knox, I'm guessing that is in regards to number 2.
Mhm.
So 8543, do we know where that number came from? Because the quote here is,
Are they tax exempt?
You take the taxi.
Can you guys also specify the account you're taking it out of? I think he wrote it in the letter.
It's,
The,
Capital improvement.
it's
GMFR.
the equipment,
Oh, okay, I see.
capital improvement,
Oh, thank you.
It's for Jeanette.
which there is the money in there. That's
Yeah.
17
already
Gs.
at the fire department.
Yeah, it's
I
just
have
minus
no-
the.
Yeah,
tax.
okay, now that when you say that, yeah, that makes sense.
Is that, no discussion?
It was-
Any other? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks for catching that one. too. I would've just kept on rolling. Okay. All right, we will jump into new business.
So Madam Chair, just
Yes.
a quick question on the audit. Long time ago, when I was working for a Head Start project, our internal auditor would go to our sub-grantees and do an on-site review of finances. And as a federal grantee, we hired one of the big 8 firms to come in, and they would do an on-site review as well. I know that the company that we work with, Maine Municipal Audit Services, is located up in Levant, and they've got, I think, maybe 70 other towns that they do audits for. Do they send a representative here on site to conduct any of this, or is the process nowadays that everything is like online, or
No, they come here on site.
they do
It's,
come on
we have a
site?
contractual
Okay.
agreement with them, yeah.
Great. All right, thank you.
That's how it always was. That's interesting. It hasn't changed anything. Good.
So we'll jump into item A of new business to review and approve. We have quote for forestry services. Actually, that's kind of the next 3 items. So we have a quote for forestry services at Buckingham Park, the Pines, which is also at Buckingham, and Buckingham Trail Bridge. Repair. Well, we can do take one separately, sir.
If I may explain. So A and B,
Yep.
what we did was we separated and phased the cleanup down there. So right now, phase 1 is the pines. So there's no logging, there's no large tree removal, but it's all cleanup, chipping, some invasive bush removal. I walked it with the CEO actually today to show her what we plan to do. That way it keeps it a neat package instead of doing the whole park all at once and everybody thinking there's just too much going on. So we're taking it piece by piece. Right now it's just the pines.
And there's a lot of standing deadwood in there.
Yeah, but that's probably within 250 feet of the water. We're only going up to 100 feet right now. We're just cleaning up the debris within 100 feet of the water on the pines. That's it.
Well, that's
Okay, so that's the cost. The cost is A and B. Okay, two different contractors.
So
Two different-
That's the 40. So that's the 2550 and the 46.
Correct.
Okay.
And is this the only estimate that we got?
I had 2 other people to look at it. They didn't give any,
Yeah, it was
They
difficult.
didn't give
getting
any,
different
uh,
contractors,
just
yeah.
went away. So it was tried several times to several different people, and it just, I don't know if it was too small or what, but
That's fine. This company already has done work for the town.
which,
Either one. Is it the same forester that's
Yeah.
working?
yes,
With all the other stuff?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I
Yep.
just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
And
and the other one is KCB, who does the up top work and who did the original cleanup, I guess, after the storm.
Do we know, like, an hour of labor, like a total hours, like how many, does he think it's gonna take 40 hours?
Um,
Gonna take
We believed it was going to take, a 3 or 4 man crew for 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of handwork is the thing,
Yeah.
you know? Next time we come to the board, it would be to lay down some stone over roots, over the trees, to protect the roots, to maybe create a parking spot, to put down some mulch and just clean up the area, install the ramp, fix the chapel. That would be basically phase 2 on phase 1, if you can follow my train of thought.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion that we approve these 2 so that they can move forward. Jones and Associates could flag this week so that the cleanup can be right after.
It's just the time to get on it.
And so where is this coming out of? I see this little.
What account?
Yeah, so that's really up to you guys because I threw out a couple of different accounts. There's $23.87 left from the timber harvesting that Jeanette really wants to just get rid of that. Would be
Yeah.
helpful.
Mhm.
And then you have a couple different reserve accounts. And we did budget this year because we've been experiencing so much tree damage in Bunganet Park. We actually did put aside budgeted $3,000 specifically for that because prior
And I don't
storm
know how
damage
people
stuff.
feel, but I'd like to leave that there.
Sure.
Just because we don't know what this winter is gonna
Yeah.
do.
Mhm.
Right.
That's my own personal opinion.
So then maybe we clean up the 2387 out of the Bugnut timber harvest and,
And hope for the best.
yeah, and take the rest out of the Bugnut project reserve.
That's exactly what I
be
was
on board.
thinking, Dave.
Sounds good.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
We'll second that motion.
Any discussion on that for A and B? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so there's a second part to this now.
Third, actually.
No, it's a second part. This is the bridge. This is that bridge that is in disrepair that you were going, I guess we got a price of $14,000 for a metal bridge. The committee would like to see a rustic wood bridge there. So I have met with carpenters, and I got some pricing together. So we're going to have to demo the existing bridge and set 3 poles. That's being done. Tinker Tom and KCB are going to work together on it because they're 40-foot poles. So there's going to be multiple machines to get those poles in place. Okay, that's the structure of the bridge.
Yep.
Okay, so that cost is $32.50. The carpentry, we have a price of $41.25, totally separate contractor. Okay. The town's going to have to purchase the poles.
Well, I don't have anything about that. Do you?
I know, I wrote it. I'm sorry.
Here, you
So
can have-
you don't have it.
It's not on
We
that.
have that. We don't
I
have
got that.
Oh,
I
the
got that.
extras. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the poles are $2,300 delivered. Okay.
And the metal won't have to be replaced again.
You say again, Vic?
The metal, if we went with the metal bridge,
Yep.
it wouldn't have to be replaced again, which
Yep.
the wooden one will have to be replaced over and over again, maybe not in our lifetime.
Yep. But
In the future.
you were talking 14,000 plus an extra 32.50, so you're at $17,250 versus, and I get what you're saying, but these are telephone poles that are going to be sitting on stone for drainage. There's 3 of them. It's only a 5-foot span. I say that there's a savings of $8,700 by going with
Until
wood.
next time.
When is next
I
time?
don't know. I'm just saying,
I'm
I'm just giving
confused.
I'm just making statements. It's not like trying for argument's sake. You want it to look rustic.
It was more than that, committee had other reasons for it.
Well,
So the other reason we had concerns about the metal is, number one, we had to deal with stanchions into the water. That's a huge DEP potential permitting process to get it done. Because stanchions right now are in the water. These, no stanchions in the water, never dealing with it again. That'll help with the erosion down below. Our other thought process was there's still a lot of big trees around that area. If a tree comes down on that metal thing, gone. Wood ones, you might be able to salvage it if it's just the planks and the railing that goes down. And that's why the committee really had a leaning towards doing the wooden project, because we just felt a big tree comes down, and yeah, it can damage the wood one too, but we just think the cost efficiency of really, we've seen poles take on a good sized car and survive. So we would hope, telephone pole could take on a tree hitting it. Where mangling metal and stanchions was an issue with the permitting process.
they're actually
Thanks.
designed to break when something hits them. When they're used for roads.
Well, thanks for bringing up the stanchions, though. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was
That's
our-
on, no, that's,
a huge
yeah.
process.
this is why I
So-
asked. This is
That
why I
changes
wanted
the
to
permitting
talk about
process.
that.
This is going to be the poles are going to be clear span. So no,
I think
No
the existing
stanchions.
structure right now is clear span, so if we stay
no,
within,
no, it was, they were poles, but if you notice,
they're not there anymore.
well, they're in the water.
Yeah.
They're floating. So, and I'm sorry, I should have made a copy, obviously, of this. So we need 3,250 to demo or move the existing bridge. We might be able to save a portion of it for something over there because there's a lot of wood there. The carpentry is the carpentry.
$32.50 for that?
I'm sorry?
$32.50 for
Does
that?
that,
You're gonna have two machines, Vic, there.
but does that include the delivery
The-
and purchasing of the poles?
No.
So
The
does that
poles are
30
$2,300 delivered.
So we're looking at $55.50?
You're looking at $32.50 for demo.
Right.
You're looking at $41.25 for carpentry. You're looking at $2,300 for poles. Now, now I'll tell you. So I am working with a vendor who donated all the wood. So there is no cost for all the decking, all the railings. That's being donated by Eldridge Lumber. So
Sorry, Dave, how much is that donation?
I'll
Just
get
like
that.
curious.
I'll
Okay.
get that for, but I had to get a stock list because I wanted them to at least approve it before I came to here, because otherwise, what am I going to do? So to me, it's if you go with metal, it's double the price than what we're spending here.
I get what you're saying, but you're throwing like all these numbers, so it's $41.25 for this, it's $32.50 for that.
Yeah.
It's $23.50 for this.
Yeah.
I mean,
What are you
you're
saying?
Still quite substantial.
It should be $8,550.
I got
Which is substantial in my opinion.
$9,675.
Not $96.75?
That's what I-
$32.50.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Yeah, sorry. $32.50, $41.25, $2,300.
So $96.75.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't have the $41.25.
So by that, and you're getting a donation of materials, which would be substantial in itself, you're still probably would be with like $12,000 or $13,000, somewhere in that ballpark, just throwing numbers out
Mhm.
there. So that's $1,000 away from metal. That's permanent, except for stanchions and this and that. So,
One more thing with the wood, it'll be able to handle a cart if they had to get down there, where I believe the metal was 3 feet. So there's going to be 4'8", something like that, inside measurement.
I still would be concerned, like Michelle's point, to the metal bridge and a tree coming down.
I understand.
I could see that. If the trees were cleared, like we knew.
I'm having sticker shock, I'm sorry, but I don't know, maybe I'm just too cheap with my machine. But, I don't know, just,
Is there,
throwing numbers.
if there's anyone that can get someone to donate equipment, that's how we get cheaper.
Well, sorry, but I did my diligence on getting people to donate. I'm
Yes, you
tapped
did,
out.
You did.
I'm not being critical with you whatsoever. I appreciate your effort.
So I'm going to make a motion because it is something, unfortunately, that is a safety thing. The other thing is that's a 30-foot bridge where this is going to be a 40. So it's going to be supported by more ground. Right now, it's right at the edge, and it is starting to collapse. So I'm going to make a motion to approve these numbers at $9,675 to get the bridge demoed and or moved, to purchase the poles, and to do the carpentry needed for the deck and railings.
And which account are you taking that money?
Well, the town owns it, correct? That's not did we say that wasn't a part of the project? That was part of
I just
capital
need to know.
improvement. No, I know,
No,
that's
what
a
I-
question.
That's what I thought.
So it's either coming out of the project, which, is it a project or is it a town?
I would say it's more of a
Capital improvement.
That's what we discussed
Yeah.
when we were talking about
Yeah.
it before.
So I would make the motion to take it out of capital improvement, the capital improvement fund.
With the timber harvest, 2387.
Well, we already got.
No,
we
that's,
already did- Yeah.
that's different.
Oh, that's the other part.
That's
Okay,
the other
first part.
side of
Okay.
the park.
And we have 110,000 plus in capital improvement.
How many more capitals do we have to improve? I don't know.
So there's a motion. Give me a second.
I will say that if this dies, we lose the donation of Eldridge Lumber.
I'm gonna second the motion. Discussion?
Plenty.
Yep.
So this gets approved, the way this estimate is written, is the person that wrote this estimate doing the work?
The carpentry work?
Yes?
Yep.
So nobody, is that inappropriate at all? Somebody that is working on
You can say
the,
it's my husband.
Yeah.
What happened was I contacted
Excuse
Rusty
me?
Washington. Apologize. Just don't think it's my husband.
I understand, and I'm not, there's been plenty of things that have happened in front of this board, plenty of times, that seemed inappropriate. There was a mowing contract, there was a this, there was a that. I want to know if anyone thinks that it would be inappropriate.
I will let you know, just because you guys don't know this, we reached out to Rusty Blackington. We initially
That
tried
was,
to get
that
him
was
to-
gonna be another question, yeah.
Didn't hear back from him.
I reached out
We-
several times too.
So we've tried, we typically try to do other, see if we can get other quotes
Mhm.
before we go down these roads.
And I will say, I did just grab the charter because I didn't know the number off the top of my head because I had too many of those from my own public job. And it's anything over, and I'm not saying we shouldn't still try to do our due diligence, but anything over 5 is when we seek out additional quotes.
Mhm.
So
I,
I
if
feel,
anyone has anyone, please, I called so many people.
I'm not saying that we didn't, we're just discussing this, so.
Yeah, can we?
Yeah, so that's why I'm okay with those numbers, because that's where my brain went first was, hold on, wait a minute, did we get other prices?
I just, I don't even want a hint of impropriety or
Mhm.
somebody can come along and say, oh, that's nice. You work on that Bunganut Park thing, you're
Yeah.
giving her husband a contract to do whatever. I don't want the sight of impropriety.
And I don't,
I agree.
I
That's all.
hear that, and I agree with that, I will say I feel comfortable.
It's not
Which
personal.
is why I seconded the motion. I feel comfortable with it, knowing that we're well within charter to not even solicit anyone else to do the work and to have somebody throw us a price. But to know that also it was solicited, I feel comfortable with that. It's just my own stance.
Can I, is the chair, can I say one
No.
thing about how
One,
he met with Dave, not me, and I wasn't there?
Okay.
It was a Hail Mary, we're desperate to get someone. I tried for weeks.
Yep.
And I knew the donation was on the line.
Yep.
I asked my husband, who, for 5 years, I've been asking him to do this now.
Yep.
And I hedged on this, trust me. It's no different than your cousin doing the survey, you feel weird about it, but I had nobody.
I've walked this job site now
It's a little different than cousin.
about 9 times, no lie, with different people. So, the board, do what you feel, but I think I did diligence.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think I don't feel as though anyone is suggesting that anyone didn't do diligence. I think what we're trying to do is not go backwards as a board. So we're just all discussing a motion on the floor so that we can all feel comfortable with what that is. So that there's, whether people feel some way or not out in the world and say it's only because of this.
and I will add one more thing. I'm looking at the 4125 Mike, and I've only met him the other day. He was gracious enough to break out $1,500 for miscellaneous bolts, nails, hardware, things of that nature. So his labor is only $26.25, which I think is incredibly reasonable today.
I just want to make it known, this is not a personal thing. I'm not trying to be critical or that nobody did their due diligence, that I voiced the concern that I had, and that's all. It changes nothing about how I feel about anyone.
I agree. It just
I'm
in
not,
terms
I'm
of,
not trying to be difficult, it needed to be said. That's all.
okay.
Yeah.
I agree, just in terms of the optics from the public, it may be, they may look askance at this little bit, given the relationship of the carpenter and the
I
chair
can
of
sit
the.
on this chair, no problem.
No,
Mm,
we're
no
gonna-
way.
We're
Not
done
suggesting
with
that.
how we're done.
No
We're
way.
just openly discussing what is out there because we all in this room know that it will be
Rusty's
a
on the
question.
committee too, that was the problem too.
Okay, we're gonna keep the discussion and then we're gonna entertain the motion, so.
We're in discussion.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Nay.
All, abstained, is that the word? Okay. So 311.
Yeah.
Did anybody not have a D in their packet?
I have a D.
I got two.
I have a D.
I was just wondering if somebody, I was gonna slide it down to them.
Okay. So item D is to review / approve a waiver on a foreclosure map 02 lot 037.
I got it.
I'm sorry, Jess.
You're fine. So again, we're reviewing / approving waiver on a foreclosure for map 02 lot 037.
It matches a small lot on Buckingham Pond Road.
Did everybody review this already, or you still need time?
I'm good.
Make a motion to waive the foreclosure on taxes assessed on August 17th, 2022 to map 2 lot 37, count number 2802, as per Article 42 of the June 11th, 2024 town meeting warrant.
Second.
Discussion on that?
Do we know if this is the first waiver?
You guys have waived this many, many times.
Mhm.
And the reason is, from what Brad Moran had advised, is it's a road. So if you end up foreclosing on it, you own that road. It becomes a public road that you have to maintain. So it's in the best interest of the town to waive the foreclosure until, I think Brad currently might be working on litigating something, but I'm not sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
And I'm no.
So 311.
Okay.
Let's see, looks like, I don't have an item E in my packet, but, looks like Amber is looking to volunteer as, I think that's what this means.
Yes.
She's looking to volunteer, as the giving committee liaison.
To which we have 2 members.
Yeah, I know, it's exciting.
Does this make 3?
Well,
No.
2 in a
Not be a
liaison.
member.
Ex officio.
Well, the liaison, I
Yeah.
just didn't know if
Yes.
if you were counting her
No,
as that or not. Well, I make a motion that we make Amber Sweat the liaison for the giving committee.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Amber. Oh, sorry. 4-1.
4-0.
Guys, we're usually better than this. All right, and then we have a discussion as far as agenda format changes, because at one point in time, we talked about taking other off, and then we had our next meeting after that discussion was the short and sweet, like, let's get the bills paid because there's an election to be had.
Yep.
So I think it's a matter of just making sure that everybody's on the same page with that.
Do we want to pick up the discussion on it?
Yeah.
Again? When we were discussing it, we have new business and old business on the agenda anyway.
Right.
And so I don't see that there's a need for other.
I would agree.
It's either old business or new business.
I
It's
would
not-
agree, and I went back and talked to Lindsay briefly because I was like, hold on, I just want to refresh my charter commission memory. Because I know we had a long conversation about agenda format and making sure that what was going to be on the agenda was, what was on the agenda was what would be discussed or decided on at a meeting. And there is some flexibility as far as if there are like urgent or emergent things that we have to make a decision on based on timing. We're able to do that if they're not on the agenda. We just have to state the reason why we're doing that in the meeting publicly for everyone to know. So I would agree, and I'm on board with that.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I would agree with dropping other from the agenda. One thing I would ask though is, along with special offers and presentations, maybe add the word testimonials there, so that if anyone on the board would like to single out town employee, member of the community for something exceptional, might be able to do so at that point in the select board meeting.
My opinion on that is when you start singling out an employee or a person, then you kind of got to do it for everyone, right? Like if we're going to wish one person a happy birthday, well, then to be fair, you got to wish everyone a happy birthday. And, you know, I understand like it's a nice thing to do, but I kind of see these meetings as we're conducting town business.
Mhm.
And, you know, I just think it's just for town business, but plus I just don't want to be here all night either.
All right. But you mentioned to me before, Lindsay, that the town employees do tune in.
Mhm.
And maybe something like commending the Parks and Rec folks for the playground equipment would be a nice thing just to say.
It's totally up to you guys. I just kind of want to avoid, you know, favoritism of one group or it being perceived that way.
Then we get into who determines what is worthy of a testimonial.
Testimonial, yeah.
I think that that's a slippery slope.
I think it's a good intention.
It-
I
yes.
think my HR brain, it's just like, that's my own personal thing.
Madam Chair, there's another thing too, with respect to ask any member requesting something to be placed on the agenda, should that request go through you, the chair?
I believe that's how it is in the charter.
Right.
That the
Yes.
chair and the vice chair set the agenda.
Right. Okay.
Well, the procedure we use that's in your code of conduct is it kind of goes through me. So you have till Thursday at noon. And then I always give it to you guys. Here's your agenda, preliminary agenda.
I think so. I think anytime prior to being chair, anytime I wanted to put something on the agenda, I actually sent it to the chair, the vice chair, and the town manager.
Okay.
And then everybody was aware of what was being
Fair enough.
asked.
Mhm. Well, there were two things, and I think what Joe might be trying to get at is he had asked for 3 things to be on the agenda, and 2 of them I just forwarded along to you guys because it was informational.
Mhm.
It wasn't anything to make a decision on, or it wasn't really relevant towards like a goal. So I do
Right.
feel like maybe we need to determine like what is something you would disseminate maybe via email versus something that goes on the agenda. Because again, I see this as we're conducting town business.
Right.
So if I were to say, well, I just want you to, you know, look at these webinars I attended, I think there's good information and content in there, but I don't know, I just feel like it can be disseminated in an email.
Fair enough.
Okay. Page 6, do I have any other discussion on the agenda formats? Sorry, right before I said it, I was
That's
like, oh, this
good.
is gonna sound
That's
ridiculous.
Rich, Jessica.
I'm not even trying. So just to confirm, everybody is on board with removing other from the agenda? Okay. All right. So I think we can move on to the fun part. I love that we placed this at the end. It makes it feel so productive at the end. of the meeting.
Was there did we vote on that? Do we have to
We
vote?
were
Do
just
need to-
discussed it.
Oh, I apologize. I'll entertain a motion for that.
Make a motion,
I-
we remove other
Yeah.
from the agenda.
I'll second that.
All right. I think we discussed that. If everyone feels good. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Dave.
I thought Joe actually made the original. I can't remember. But
No, we,
I know,
we
okay,
just.
we definitely didn't vote.
We had started discussing
Sorry,
it before, and so I said, do we want to just pick up discussion again? And Jessica
Gotcha.
agreed, and we rolled with it.
So
All right.
yeah, we were discussing the motion. Okay, so meeting minutes from November 4th, 2024.
Make a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
They're pretty intense, but I'll second that motion.
Abstain.
Well, yeah, you weren't even in the box.
Any
That
discussion?
was not in the box.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and then we have payroll warrant number 19 in the amount of $38,450.45.
So moved.
No, I'll second.
Any discussion on that one? All in favor?
Aye.
Then we have little baby payroll warrant number 21 in the amount of $166.60.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on that? Should we say left out? Should we just go left out? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And lastly, we have accounts payable warrant number 20 for FY '25 in the amount of $297,666.75.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
Yeah. So I'm not going to say much, but I'm not going to vote for it because, well, I guess the easiest way to say it is I don't believe we should be giving a down payment to somebody that has our equipment for collateral. But I understand why, but there are other reasons, so I'm going to vote no on this particular one because of that.
So it refers to the precision equipment.
Yes.
I see it was a reissue of the upfront payment.
Yep, because we had said if we wanted to make sure that it was able to be covered last time.
And I will just report that for EcoMean, municipal solid waste was up this month to $12,387.41. And recycling was down by, I think, almost close to half, at $631.80 for recycling. So, yeah,
Oh,
too much in the trash, not enough in the recycling.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'm sorry, may I ask Amber a question?
Yeah.
With respect, did that meeting with respect to the manufacturer's responsibility for packaging, did that happen?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
December
11th.
10th.
I thought
Okay.
it was the 11th.
Yeah, now I'm. 10th, December
Okay.
10th.
Right, thank you.
Tuesday, December
I'd have
10th.
been a day late.
Yes, you would have been waiting here for it.
Yeah, well, it's 7:00 in the morning. Oh, I better write that down. Again, I better fix that.
So can I want to go back to what Dave was saying. I don't want to belabor anything, but did we agree that we were going to pay that up front before the work was done?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find.
That is not a standard practice. I can see a percentage sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if they put it in their, I can't remember if they put it in their RFP or not. Off the top of my head, or if they put it in their quote.
Wasn't the total cost 23,000?
Was
Is
it?
that correct?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But sometimes they'll outline,
So it's like
you
a
know,
50%.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's-
Okay, that helps my brain. I'm sorry. Thank you for that refresher.
so I'm just trying to find it.
It would be toward the end, I think. Because it's on the last page. It's on one of the last pages. That's helpful.
It's precision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably toward the end of your pile, if I have to guess.
I went
Assume
through
that your
it.
pile is in order.
I didn't see anything.
Want a check number?
Yeah, let's check.
11073.
No, it doesn't Starts at 077.
I don't want to belabor it. I feel better that we didn't pay in full up where my brain saw that number and thought it wasn't in full.
So you confirmed it was 50%?
Yeah,
Okay.
Approximately.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Okay. 4-1. Okay. Sorry. Let me get going on. That's fine. Almost 2,000.
I'm not giving you this one because that's something that you abstained from.
And I would have signed it.
I would have signed it too, that's why. I was-
send it in. Trade.
Dave's not going to sign this one either. Dave.
Get pretty good at that.
Great. I have everything back. No one wants to make that.
Oh, that's it?
motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 See you next week at the workshop.
Thank you for the chocolate.